Classpath is a parameter set either on the command line, or through an environment variable that tells the Java virtual machine or the Java compiler where to look for user-defined classes and packages. Overview and architecture. Similar to the classic dynamic loading behavior, when executing Java programs, the Java virtual machine finds and loads classes lazily. The Classpath tells Java where to look in the file system for files defining these classes. The virtual machine searches for and loads classes in this order: bootstrap classes, the classes that are fundamental to the Java platform; extension classes, packages that are in the extension directory of the JRE or JDK, JREEXT/, user-defined packages and libraries. By default only the packages of the JDK standard API and extension packages are accessible without needing to set where to find them. The path for all user-defined packages and libraries must be set in the command line. Setting the path to execute Java programs, supplying as application argument. Suppose we have a package called org_my_package containing the classes hello world, support class, util class, and the files defining this package are stored physically under the directory d/myprogram or user_my_program. The file structure will look like this. When we invoke Java, we specify the name of the application to run, org_my_package hello world. However, we must also tell Java where to look for the files and directories defining our package. So to launch the program, we use the following command, where Java is a Java application launcher. Classpath d/myprogram sets the path to the packages used in the program, and org_my_package hello world is the name of the main class, setting the path through an environment variable. The environment variable named Classpath may be alternatively used to set the class path. For the above example, we could also use on Windows. Set classpath equals d/myprogram, Java org_my_package hello world. The rule is that Classpath option, when used to start the Java application, overrides the Classpath environment variable. If none are specified, the current working directory is used as Classpath. This means that when our working directory is d/myprogram/, we would not need to specify the Classpath explicitly. When overriding, however, it is advised to include current folder. Into the Classpath in the case when loading classes from current folder is desired. The same applies not only to Java Launcher but also to Javac, the Java compiler. Setting the path of a jar file. If a program uses a supporting library enclosed in a jar file called support_lib_jar, physically in the directory d/myprogram/lib/ and the corresponding physical file structure is d/myprogram/lib/support_lib_jar, org/mypackage/ hello world class, support class, util class. The following command line option is needed. Java Classpath d/myprogram d/myprogram/lib/support_lib_jar org_my_package hello world. Or alternatively, set Classpath equals d/myprogram d/myprogram/lib/support_lib_jar, Java org_my_package hello world. Adding all jar files in a directory. In Java 6 and higher, one can add all jar files in a specific directory to the Classpath using wildcard notation. Windows example. Java Classpath c/mylib/myapp. Linux example. Java Classpath myapp. This works for both Classpath options and environment class paths. Setting the path in a manifest file. Suppose that a program has been enclosed in a jar file called hello world jar, put directly in the d/myprogram directory. We have the following file structure: d/myprogram/ hello world jar, lib/support_lib_jar. The manifest file defined in this jar file has this definition: main class, org_my_package hello world, class path, lib/support_lib_jar. It's important that the manifest file ends with either a new line or carriage return. To launch the program, we can use the following command: java jar d /myprogram/hello world jar, app arguments. This will automatically start the org.my package hello world specified in the main class with the arguments, and user cannot replace this class name using Java jar options. The class path meantime describes the location of the support lib jar file relative to the location of the hello world jar. Neither absolute file path nor jar internal paths are supported. This particularly means that if main class file is contained in a jar, org hello world class must be a valid path on the root within the jar. Multiple class path entries are separated with spaces. Class path, lib support lib jar lib support lib 2 jar. OS-specific notes, being closely associated with the file system, the command line class path syntax depends on the operating system. For example, on all Unix-like operating systems, the directory structure has a Unix syntax, with separate file paths separated by a colon. On Windows, the directory structure has a Windows syntax, and each file path must be separated by a semicolon. This does not apply when the class path is defined in manifest files, where each file path must be separated by a space, regardless of the operating system. Diagnose. Application programmers may want to debug the current settings under which the application is running. System get property, Java class path. Java doc, external links, notes explaining how Java classes are found, on Oracle website, specification of how to set the class path on Oracle site, specification of how to install Java.